Studio Samplers course, and we've talked about the 3 different modes: repitch, cycles, and textures. But now I want to explore some of the cool ways we can create some unique sounds by utilizing what is known as Freezing the Playhead, which is this little snowflake looking guy right here. So if we select that, one of the things you notice right away is the speed knob changes to a numeric percentage. So, and below that you have RAM, which keeps the sample loaded into a RAM state so that when you're using the Freeze Playhead, it gives you a little bit quicker response, a little bit better processing time and things like that. So if you have a lot of RAM, you can take advantage of using the RAM as well. So I am going to deselect that. I don't need it currently because the sample is small and I'm not really developing a large song project here. We're just doing a tutorial. So we have Freeze Playhead on. I've got a new sample in the sampler. And you notice right now when I push a key or a pad on the Ableton push, we're not hearing anything. We're not generating any sound. It's because we have the playhead frozen right at the front of the sample and there's no sound there. So if we want to move forward, we have to change the position of the playhead. Let me zoom back out here a little bit. So now to get a sound, we need to move the position of the playhead because it's frozen in position to wherever we leave this. So one of the things you can think of right away now is how cool it would be if this was modulated. So let's go ahead and modulate this playhead position offset button. And so we'll click down here, we'll open up our modulators, and I'll just go with a classic LFO, and we'll select repitch playhead position, and we'll open this guy up. I don't want it going quite that fast, so we'll slow it down, get the rate down here a little bit, bring the amount down just a little bit. So now you can see it being modulated nice and slow there. As far as triggering, let's go with, I guess we could stay here. I'll be okay with that. I don't really want it to be bipolar. So let's move this guy up. See what we got going on here. Cool. So now you can tell when I'm pushing keys that we're getting that sound. It's going a little further as far as how far out I want it to go. So let's bring the amount down. Keep that pattern close. And let's try it with key tracking on. Take key tracking back off. Just kind of dialing in some different parameters here. There we go. Looking for that kind of record scratch sound. So one of the things I'd like to do is we'll take this guy off here and we'll just go ahead and create a little MIDI clip here, and we'll put in some random notes. Let's see what that sounds like played back. So there you get that nice little, using the feature of freezing the playhead in the repitch mode and doing some modulation, you get that kind of record scratch sound. And selecting note trigger. Anyhow, really cool way to take advantage of freezing the playhead within repitch mode. Let's see what happens if we go down to, actually, let's do it this way. I'll move this guy. We'll create another instrument channel. Right click, instrument channel, move the audio down. Now on this instrument channel, we'll add another sampler. And we will see what we can create in using the Freeze Playhead within cycles. So let me go over here, open this guy up, and let's see if we can find something that, let me see here. Some drum beats maybe. We work with some drum beats here, and we're in cycles. So let's go ahead and, we don't need this guy anymore. Let's open this up and let's select Freeze Playhead. And let me see here, get out of this. I need to enable this channel so that we can manipulate that sample with the Ableton push that I'm using. So now we've got the Freeze Playhead frozen, and again, remember, it's frozen at the beginning of the sample because we need to take advantage of this position head to allow us to get into the sound. Take key tracking back off. Let's get a little bit louder volume here. Gonna zoom into this area. Let's see what happens when we put some modulation on either one of these. So on the first one, we'll go back and we'll keep it simple again with classic LFO. And we'll modulate just really small here. Let's go ahead and control this down to a tiny amount. Now let's see what we can do once we start triggering the Formant. On the Formant modulation, I'll go with a, let's go with an ADSR so we can shape that a little bit better. when the notes are being struck. Let's go here. Let's decrease the attack. Okay. Let's add some sustain. Open up the release. So you can begin to see real quick as far as sound design, there's a lot more unique opportunities when you're using the Freeze Playhead feature. It's one of the really cool aspects of what we're able to do here within Bitwig Studio. So some pretty cool sounds, almost getting a pad sound out of a drum sound. So pretty cool. Let's move up here and see if we get something slightly more unique. And again, we haven't even taken advantage of any of our filtering or any of our DSR or anything like that. We've basically just taken a look at some of the different modes here. Let's take a look at freezing the playhead with the textures mode in the next tutorial.